Ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome back to the User Hectic Podcast with me, your host, Justin Freeburn. This week, we have one of the funniest men in the north, a good friend of mine, Ciaran Franco, one of 3 hosts of the RW Podcast. You can catch them over on Spotify or whatever. I'll put the link in the description. This is a great episode. Ciaran's absolutely hilarious, so fuck it, let's get into it. Play a fucking intro. We're live.
Is it? We're live? Live on the podcast?
Into it, exactly.
This is the only second time I've ever been on a podcast solo, like.
I was actually, when were you on another one?
I was on Sean McAleavey Smack Talk.
Oh,
so I was,
back
yeah.
in the day, yeah.
Back last November, yeah. I remember, like, showing up and, like, being, like, I had all good gigs up to that point. Well, apart from the one me and Sean met at.
You were like, I'm the fucking king of comedy here. You better get me on your podcast.
You know, he invited me on. I was like, and I'm going to be at the Pavilion this Monday and I'll check it out. And then I went on and bombed after. So I was like...
Anyone who listened to that and showed up for that was like,
yeah,
okay, we'll not go back to that. But no, I think it was long overdue because you're the only one that didn't. Out of the RW Podcast guys, you're the only one that hasn't had a solo.
We've had like sort of, I'll get down and do this and then this and all, and then
fucking
here we are.
Conflicts, like.
Yeah. So what happened? Oh, last Monday we recorded our own podcast.
Yeah.
So I think that would maybe cause a slight bit of conflict if I text the lads and went, yo, say RV podcast? Are we cancelled?
Yeah. Why not showing up to your own podcast? Oh, I'm way to do Justin's here.
Yeah, listen. JF takes priority. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
JFB.
JF, darn it, UH, you know what I mean? UH headquarters.
JFB, sound like a Russian counter-terrorist organisation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
JJFB.
Well, we want JFB arrested.
I've talked about this twice now. I want to do a sketch involving like probably like everyone, you know, like anyone who's like in our like circle, but of like basically like politicians, but like, you know, when politicians do like the wee manifesto, but it's like the wee video version of it, where they're like, I'm going to do this and I'm here to change.
I'm going to legalise marijuana, that kind of shit.
Yeah, the Green Party, and but it's more like it's called UTH Party, so it's the Up the Hoods Party, and it's just they're all smacked out as fuck. So like, I want everyone to like write some lines for like
what my policies would be. Yeah,
but it's like real smacked out stuff, you know, and it has to be really like niche smacked out things, you know, like
like reversing in the car and you put your arm around the driver's seat and you go like that.
You literally.
Or the Smicks never have bad sex. Yeah. Anytime you ask them, they're like.
That's why there's so fucking many of them as well.
Yeah, you ask them how the sex was like fucking unreal by. I ripped it up like it was a pitch in Wembley FA Cup final. And you're like, alright lad.
They just refuse to say that they've ever had bad sex.
Yeah.
You know, they never down their hole on it. You know?
Yeah. Because like anytime someone asks me, oh, did you get your hole last night? I'm like, yeah, but was it worth it? Nah. I would have you know what would have been better? Bed in a hot water bottle.
Bed and a few pints.
Yeah.
But no, that's definitely true. Like, because I've had a few times where I've been like, I fucking hope my girlfriend doesn't listen. A few times where I've came back, and you know yourself, Chico, every time I've came back from like a one night stand, I've like been like in the group chat, this is some stand up material like this that never goes well for me. I need to like get a fucking Adidas tracksuit so that every time I ride it's like, you know, like I'm like fucking Charlie Sheen riding out here, you know.
I do have like a nice sort of Charlie Sheen shirt, like the 2.5 Men bowling ones he wears,
like the flowy ones.
I've worn one at a couple of gigs, like, but then I noticed at the last Speakeasy show we were out, and I was like, why are people walking away from me? And I looked at the sweat stains underneath, and I was like, fuck me.
I thought you were gonna say because you look like a weird, like fucking young Tom Selleck.
I do like having the mustache. Like, I grew it, and then I accidentally shaved it off. Because you know, apparently when you put a razor to your mustache, it takes it off. And then
you're not just trying to acquaintance them, like.
Yeah, I was trying to tidy it up, but I was telling Fraser Robb about it, and then I remember thinking he'd be like, "Oh, you dickhead" or something. Doing, I've done that as well. And happy days. It's a common thing.
Yeah, I've done it with like, if I'm doing like my cheek, because I get hair the whole way up here as well. So if I'm doing my cheek, sometimes I'll go a bit low with it, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have one of them like weird 50 Cent porn star beards now, where it just comes down my jawline, you know, like it's weird, you know, one of them neck beard guys, you know. You're
kind of like a ginger Craig David. You know, we could do a sketch about that.
Yeah, ginger.
7 days in Lurkin.
I fucking love Craig David.
I met her in the Bat Cave.
I say I love Craig David, and I know 2 songs, and one of them is including the KSI one. I know fuck all about him.
He's a legend. Like, he fucked Bo Selecta. That's what I say. Fuck Bo Selecta for
you
ruining Craig David's career.
You pro Craig David and anti Bo Selecta.
Yeah. He was a bastard. Well, there's no need for the eagle on the arm. People kept coming up to him and going, showing their arm with the eagle. There's no need for that. Like,
I know, that is true.
Yeah, weird dude. Like, I love. He re-released all his old songs, but then put like a pop beat on them.
Yeah, like the fucking.
Yeah,
that shit. Yeah,
I love that shit. Like, and old
it's
school.
just him like over them beats, and that's all his music. Like, there's no in between with it.
And all the photos he's got like this here. I'm doing that there. Yeah.
There's all them real, like, that's another real smicked out thing. Like posting like a SoundCloud song, or like a photo of a DJ, like fucking mid, like, you know, transition.
It's the Pipple.
Yeah.
It's always a Pipple.
The Pipple, or like a fucking
Fuck a place and stuff. Yeah.
Like weed leaves and all in the background.
I remember there was a smick in my school, and I was sat beside him in RE, and anyone you asked him, he'd be like, Miss fucking Darcy, what about her? Anyone would, and you ask him about anyone,
Like, she's a half amputee and everything. Like, she's, you know.
What about Mr. McGuigan? Would. And then we were sitting there, and he was like spasming in the class, or like I'm going into spasm, and I was like, "Are you alright?"
Like a seizure?
Yeah, I was like, and he kept going like that there and waving his hands, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He went, "Brrr, I'm a dragon." It's like, what the fuck? Like,
has he got a wee touch of the tism maybe, or like?
I don't know. He always had like a mustache. We were talking about this earlier on before anyone else.
Oh yeah, the guys who like hit puberty before everyone and then just stayed the same height. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said Larry Lip, and he just turned around from the front of the class and gave me a big smile. He's a good guy, one man. You probably are fucking, I don't know where, dead maybe. But if you're not, you reach out and we'll link up.
You know, there's like, you couldn't count the amount of smicks that went to our school.
Yeah.
Like we were like the only normal cons in it. It's either smicks, emos, or like fucking, you know, like just normal people.
Culchies?
Yeah, culchies actually. Yeah, it was riddled with culchies also. It's such a diverse school that way.
See, my school was all sort of smicks and then like nerds.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of people in my year have ended up fucking weird. I met this one guy from my year recently, and he told me that he just blatantly said he was a misogynist, and I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Oh, I was engaged to someone and she cheated on me, so now I just hate women." And I was like, "Mate, I haven't seen you in 5 years."
Mate, that's the opposite.
Yeah.
Like Chico had a bad sausage roll one time, had diarrhea for 2 weeks, went straight back the next week and got no one.
That's the right attitude. Instead of being like,
you gotta be willing to go back.
Yeah, I met him in Tesco. This is when he just got engaged. He went, "Yeah, pow, Ross is engaged," and I was like, "I don't know whether to congratulate you or spark you out," and like. Yeah, it was fucking weird. Where do we get to? We're talking about Smicks. Oh, yeah, Smicks in my school used to like, to get in good with them, I used to do like Celtic players celebrations for them. So they'd be like,
you remember they were like dance monkey?
Yeah. They were like, do shot round,
shooting at your feet.
Or they would tell me to get up in mouths and do you know the like 2 meter stick or the meter stick? They would tell me to lift that and do "you shall not pass" and stuff. Or like what was the other one? When GTA 5 came out, remember there was a soundtrack?
Yeah.
They used to always tell me to sing Rhythm of the Night, so we'd be sitting in class and with the rhythm of the night, and she'd be like, "Are you singing that?" And then I get fucked out. It was really
it was worth not getting your fuck kicked then.
Yeah. Like I eventually left school in lower sixth, like, so and it was sad to go, like.
Yeah. Oh, did you really enjoy school then, or?
Yeah, but I stopped going in lower sixth because like I wanted to do media studies, and they were like, "Yeah, no problem." And then when I went back, they were like, "Media studies is cancelled, so you're doing sociology."
Oh, I thought you were going to say that the Smicks were like, "Media studies is gay," and you were like, "Oh, I'm not doing that no more." Like,
I'll do RE then instead.
Media history it is, fuck's sake.
No, I'm doing PE. I've never played a sport in my life, but I'm doing PE.
I did GCSE PE. And weirdly, it was all just, you know, like the tryhards in school, like the guys who took like football way too seriously, the Phil Gults. I'm saying your name on it, Phil. You scared the fuck out of me playing football.
Yeah, we were. I mean, me and you can both admit we were the worst players. You were slightly 100%. Better than me, but I was fucking dog shit.
We were god awful. Like we cannot play football for shit. Like
yeah, I was bad. Like I was.
Good crack.
Thought I was gonna have a stitch. Like, well, I thought I had a stitch. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack at one stage, and then I got home and like my flatmate was like, "Where were you?" And I was like, "Playing football." And he was, "Why? You're awful."
I got to that stage, you know, when you could start tasting blood.
Yeah.
And like your mouth is salivating too much for like your body. I was like, oh, I can't. Like I was drooling and all playing football. I was like, how is William Thompson with cerebral palsy running circles around me right now?
William's got a bit about him, like a bit of silk there. See what you're saying about tasting blood in your mouth? This is just a random tangent. But I, you know when you get a bit of dry skin on your lip?
Yeah.
I ripped a bit of that off today, but I came off too much, and I was actually just on pain on the bus, like...
Under your tongue was like still fucking cut and shit, yeah.
I was like, this really hurt. The woman in the bus was looking at me going, ah! Do you ever get in the bus as well where you're accidentally staring at someone? And you don't realise it.
You're dead.
You're staring them out, and then you realise I've been fucking just looking
I
at
only
this person.
realise it. I'm always just staring. Weirdest thing, sorry, we'll go back. That weirdest thing ever happened to me in a bus was, this is why I stopped taking the bus. I was like, Mum, I'm refusing to. Back when I wasn't driving, I was like, Mum, you have to collect me. I'm not doing this no more. I'll walk before I get the bus.
Did you get bullied on the bus?
I got bullied before the bus. Bus driver called me a dickhead. I stopped on it. It was packed out. It was like after school time, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was working at the time, but it was like all the school kids were on it, so I couldn't get a seat. Starting holding on to the railing sideways. Some guy goes like this to me on my hand. I went to pull my hand away. He tightened it, and I pulled it away. And I goes, "What the fuck?" And he just stared into my eyes. And I remember his face clear as day. He was maybe about 40.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, weirdest shit ever. And I was like, I was just tired. I just out of work and all. It was like whenever I used to finish at 6. I was on the bus, man. I couldn't fucking, you know, I was gonna run him over, but I swear to God, like I just didn't know what to do because it was like packed in. Yeah. I was like starting holding onto the railing behind me, you know, like that, just leaning against it, and he just put his hand over my hand and just like looked at me, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
I've never had anything that bad happen to me on public transport. Like, I mean, like, I had a smick open my bag and poured a load of brown sauce in it, but that was like, that was the worst of it. Like, and then he emptied, you know, a juicy drop pop. He emptied a juicy drop pop in my blazer pocket, like. So I was like, what the fuck? But that was...
Bullies are dickheads, like, aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah, it's not nice. Don't bully people.
But when you get older, it's like funny, you know?
But there's people maybe I went harsh on in school as well, but that's the food chain of it, like.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got bullied, and then I took it out on the guys below me, and then,
if you went down to their level, like, you were getting bullied by everyone else, like, you know, it's a dog-eat-dog world, like, you gotta fucking go through it, like.
There's one guy in particular, and I'd love to just meet him and say I'm sorry, like.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no, I think that all the time, yeah.
I'd love to just be like, and he works in my local chippy, and every time I go in, while I'm collecting a cheesy chip, I want to be like, listen, bro, here's a tip. Here's £2 tip to say I'm sorry for fucking calling you ginger.
One brown sauce in your bag.
Here for fucking, you ever see the clamps guy in Futurama?
Yeah.
Here come these clamps, for going up and going, here come these clamps, and clamping your nipples. I'm sorry about that.
That's so niche.
Here come these clamps. I'm sorry about doing that to you. And
do you not remember me? That's the guy who used to, here come these clamps.
Because I seen the guy who used to pick on me quite a lot in Common Market on New Year's Eve.
Oh shit! I remember you telling me.
Yeah, I'll tell the bridge story, but like I remember just going fuck off to his face because I'd had quite a lot to drink, and my mates were kind of like, you ever hear let bygones be bygones? And then I go and see the guy in the chippy and he's like, why doesn't he look at me? And I realise it's a vicious circle. Like,
exactly. Do you know what's weird though? Like all the smicks in school were so dead on to me. The only people that were dead on to me were smicks. Goths bullied me. Like I swear it was weird. Like how fucking weird is that in the food chain? But like the smicks were dead on with me, but now they all hate me. Like now that we're like now out of school and stuff.
Now you've pursued the arts.
Exactly.
You're like, yeah.
They're like, he's a fruit. Like he talks in front of people and all.
Like, guy gets up on stage and pursues a career.
He has hopes. He's not in the dole.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
This guy has hopes and dreams. Have a kneecap.
Yeah. Literally, like there's one that Donner's about here. Like you see him every day. Like no matter what time of the day you're out at. I was out at 1 o'clock in the morning and a few weeks ago, and I was like, there's no chance we're running into him, and he's got a nickname as well, but I'm not saying it, but I was just standing
in case he shows up at your house, we he
lives like over there. He like I swear to God, see him, we're walking out, 100% we'll see him. He's a drug dealer, like, so. Oh nice, I have no cash on me, so well I don't know what we're gonna. No, he's running about with brown sauce in a bag out there.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, the guy who done that to me is now really reformed and a nice guy.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
preaches
also
outside of City Hall now. Or?
Yeah, he's like my cousin's cousin, so he's not reformed that way. He's just like into his fitness and actually a sound guy and stuff. Right. So I'm kind of like, I don't hold anything against it, like, but I did stink of brown sauce for fucking ages. Like,
didn't get a new bag, no.
Yeah,
he was like, if you change that bag, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, because I think I talked about my set. Like I always got called Build-A-Bear because I kind of looked like a teddy bear. And like they used to come up and like squeeze my belly a bit. They'd be like, oh, is he made of fluff inside and stuff?
Chubby child then, or like?
And then I was really sort of chubby, and I remember singing "Fix You" by Coldplay in front of the fucking whole school assembly, and I was like, you know, when you love someone and it goes to waste, and some smack went, "Who broke your heart, Build-A-Bear?" While I was on stage, and I was kind of like,
How are you not
Fuck
traumatized,
this.
man? That's like wild stuff. So if someone put brown sauce in my bag, I'd definitely be one of them psychos that carries like brown sauce in my bag. You know when like
Well,
people
like,
shit themselves and like they have to carry
just
it.
happy with
What?
They're just happy. Well, I feel when they shit themselves and they accept it, they're like, I'm the shit myself guy now.
No, but I mean, like, you know, like people that have to carry about like spare boxers with them. Then, like,
Oh,
and if
yeah.
If they lose the boxers, they go fucking like mental. You know, that's what I imagine. You know, you're like, if you don't have brown sauce in your bag, you're like,
I'm just gonna lose it.
fucking ripping your hair and all out. Pulling your eyebrows
I'm
out
a
and
big
eating
brown
it.
sauce guy. Like I love brown sauce or sriracha sauce.
Sriracha.
Yeah.
Put that on every
Sriracha
time.
sauce and a bit of egg. Fucking take it, boy.
Yeah. What's that green shit to sprinkle on it?
Oh, oregano. Or something.
Oregano. Yeah.
Fucking tell you what, I hate coriander.
Coriander.
A load of bollocks, like. And version, I feel like going make a salsa with no coriander.
Yeah,
And,
no
yeah.
need for it. Like, I don't get why the fuck half the shit I don't really. Green peppers doesn't need to be anything. Green pepper can go fuck itself.
Green pepper's lovely, like, I think, yeah.
Oh, you're mental, man. I fucking hate green pepper with a passion. Anytime I got peppered sauce one day and it just stunk of green peppers and I couldn't eat it. Like, I don't know what it is.
What about jalapenos or jalapenos or whatever you're calling them?
Don't mind.
I love them, like, man.
It's like an actual like bale green pepper.
Oh, right, yeah.
Disgusting. I hate them. Like other than that. Yeah.
'Cause I wouldn't be a big vegetable guy, like, but I do like peppers, like. That sounds very child. I don't eat my vegetables, but like, who the fuck?
Kieran's that guy. Kieran's wondering why he got bullied in school. He's just walking about with bale peppers, just munching the
Yeah. I did, and we talked about
Teddy
this.
bear, fuck's sake, build
I
a
know,
bear.
build a bear, yeah. You squeeze a bear and it makes a noise. I think they were trying to like, squeeze me. Because like,
I love you.
Yeah. The fucking no, do a Celtic celebration for you instead. 81 Scott Brown.
You thought that like stage was past your life, and now you met all the comedians, and they're like, do the fucking sue.
Oh, because on Friday in Kiwis, a girl came up to me and was like, you didn't do small man syndrome. And
Really?
me and Ian
That's
Thompson,
class.
were chatting, and she came up when you didn't do small man syndrome, and I was like, all right, well,
Put 50p in you, and he'll do
I was
it.
like, yeah, well, listen, come to this gig, which I'm running, and buy a ticket, bring all your mates, and I promise I'll do it.
I know. Oh, it's class.
It is-
Where was the gig you were talking about?
Kiwis up in Port Rush.
Oh, but when was the gig you were talking about? Like, are you
Oh
doing
no,
it?
Yo Magazine. I was like, come to that one, which
Oh, was
is in. So we obviously you were at the second one, which is a tough night, but we're moving it to.
We move.
Yeah, we move. Yeah. I rang into work sick the day after. I was that annoyed at myself, and then I was speaking to Luke McGibbon about it, and Luke was like, "What are you worried about?" And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, well, I've got Friday off anyway, like, you know.
Yeah.
Silver linings. So I went into town and bought myself, because my boss, she mentioned that she lived in the country. So I was like, well, she's not going to see me. So I went into town and like bought a new shirt, and I was like, just a wee personal day.
Oh, wow.
But like, if you,
I think you're due one of them every now and then, though. Again, you're like fucking, you're the most sporadic guy with jobs, though. So like,
yeah, I'm like, I left working for a school, like, because I was like, my dad basically sort of started saying to me, oh, you need to do like a job that you can't stay in the school, that's the road to no town.
Yeah.
And then my aunt's one of my bosses in the school, and her husband was like, oh, it's the road to no town. And then I got a job in the civil service basically, and that's the road to no town, because I fucking
Really?
sit in this room today. I told you earlier on, I read the entire history of the Targaryen family, and I'm like, I shouldn't be doing that. Like,
you're like, Aegon, man, he was a wild bastard, wasn't he?
yeah, what the fuck was King Jerry? Shut.
We need this report in by 6. Listen, fucking Damon, he is class, man.
Have you been
Not a lot,
watching?
no. I got up to, like, I was watching it flat out, and then I stopped right before the time difference.
Oh yeah, it is
So
good.
like,
Like,
they change into the old people now. Like I
Yeah.
was right before that, so I was just up to like where Damon like kicked the fuck out of a load of guys in his own and all. And, you know,
oh yeah.
yeah. That
There's
was
a guy
banging
co-
episode. Like.
Yeah, there's a guy comes into it, one of the like nephews, where he's got one like an eye patch,
Right,
proper
right.
hard bastard, like you proper bruiser, like.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Proper hard boss.
Yeah, like wouldn't go out of miss, and like, you know.
We're talking about him like he plays for the fucking Peters Gaelic team here. Like,
Yeah. It's like, yeah. So my mate talks about my flatmate Rob was talking about characters from Green Street, like they were real people. He was like, what about Bobber? He's a proper hard cunt, and I was like,
when people have the discussion of like, oh, would Superman beat the Predator? Like, you know,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that.
proper afters chat, like, it's like, yeah.
4 a.m, the house party. No, mate, I swear to God, Spider-Man is stronger than the Winter Soldier. You know?
Yeah, I'm like, mate, fuck up. 'Cause I used to love Marvel as a kid, and
Yeah.
then something changed.
And She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Chico, you're saying, oh, do you have a She-Hulk fetish?
Me?
You one of them boys want their legs wrapped around your neck.
Mate, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, again, I'm writing a whole bit at the minute about my girlfriend doing jiu-jitsu, and I'm like, bit of a kink unlocked, you know? Like,
Yeah.
put me in a
Kink
fucking
unlocked.
triangle choke. I'll eat your dude at the same time. Like, so, fuck,
We've,
anyway.
I've done like a bit of it that were like English boys when I was in uni were like, well, it's actually when I was in Spain living
This is
like.
not a group of people who bullied you.
No. They were like, oh well,
Dance, Ciaran.
they're like, what's your kinks? And they were all talking like boys
Oh.
were like, oh, I like to choke someone out and all, and I was like boobs or something. I don't know. I don't know. Like,
Just kissing.
yeah, it's like what the fuck, yeah. And then they were like, then one guy was like, I like really muscular women, and then that got everyone going, oh, you're a bit weird, compared to the girl who was like, I like fellas to like choke me out with a belt. It's like,
I like them when they dangle me from a fucking wardrobe, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, you like muscular women? She can deadlift 500, mate. Get me on that.
oh, there's a guy I went to uni with who's now like a real like misogynist Andrew Tate guy on TikTok. So he does all the. I'll send you some of the videos later on.
Do, mate, the fucking...
He is absolutely mental, and he talks about like all these people he's been riding and all. And I feel like going, you were a fucking nerd in uni. Everyone thought you were so boring. And like he is a very good looking guy, but in university he had this thing where he would like he's just left university and become the most misogynist.
Yeah.
Like, here's how you pick up women guy. And I feel like saying, like, you were known for being incredibly boring in uni, and
to be fair, I wasn't funny in school, so
he was
not funny now.
one of those guys. He talks about like, you know, snowflakes. Oh, people get offended easily.
Oh, he's one of these like fucking right wing nutcases then.
Yeah, and
But,
I always
like, for
remember-
misogyny. Yeah, I get you.
He was his granddad was like Jewish, and he came to our house party ours. Unfortunately, we had a free Palestine. Unfortunately, we had a Palestine thing on the wall, and he came in and seen it, and I'm pretty sure he thought like we were anti-Semitic, and was like, mate, you're calling us snowflakes. It's like,
Don't need snow in Israel.
yeah.
But that's mental. Like, cause I've been getting that a lot recently. That's why I don't go on TikTok. Every time my algorithm turns into this big fucking long drawn out shit of like every fucking 4 videos in a row will just be the most misogynistic shit ever. And I'm like not like that at all. Like, it's like one video will be like an Andrew Tate clip, but it's like the real take.
Justin, the algorithm doesn't lie, pal.
Doesn't lie.
Yeah, no.
Like it'll be like
We know what you're into.
But it's not like I don't search anything. The only time I'll search something up is when I'm like, oh, well, did you see that Shane Todd clip? You know, like I'll never like put anything in that's like niche.
Jack
you know?
McGee is very good for sending me TikToks. I need to repay the favour to him. Jack will send me like 6 belters,
Yeah.
and then I'll send Jack 1 every 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm not. This isn't an equitable relationship. I need to be
the only time I
pulling
go
my
on
end.
it's a 2-way street, bro.
Yeah.
The only time I go on is whenever I'm like hungover in bed with my girlfriend. I was like, and I'll just be like going through TikTok because there's like nothing else to do, and then I'll send like. I never like thought I'm gonna start sending you them as well. You're just getting all this misogynistic shit now, but it's literally just like you and Adam Byrne. That's it.
Yeah.
It comes up Andrew Tate, and I'm like, this is just making me angry, but I'm watching it because I'm getting
Yeah.
angry, and then
I know.
I'm getting more Andrew Tate, and then the algorithm's got me by the balls, man.
You know what it is? It's all these podcast clips of like, I sound like Andrew Tate there. All these podcast clips.
Says the free straight white guys in, in your mum's just
So,
gonna
I'm
rip
not
you.
like I'm not like that in any way, shape, or form. Like I fucking, you know, I've you know, I hate my exes, but that's about it. But like, don't give them equal pay. But like
All
it's
my exes live in Texas, so it's
but it's like all these clips of like podcasts with like 10 people on them, and I'm
Yeah.
like, for one, your mixer's going nuts there, and then it's just like a guy sitting in a room of girls, and like the girls are like, but what if he has a high body count? And then like the guy's all, well, the guy is allowed the high body count, and like all these fucking women are like shouting and screaming. He goes, let me talk, let me finish, and it's just that's all my TikTok algorithm is, and you're like, fuck up.
He's someone who's never been like told no in his life.
Oh yeah, no.
And
his dad was rich as well or something.
yeah,
I'm
it's
not
like
getting
Dan
down with it,
Bilzerian as well.
Yeah.
And he's all like, oh man, like I fly these women out. No, and he's like, no mate, you're a prick. It's just what it is. Like,
I know. Like they're like, oh, you know, he's like talking about this is, you need to be dominant with women, and it's like, if I was a woman and there was just a rich guy willing to hand me money, I'd be slanging pussy, like, you know what I mean? I'd be dishing it out like hot dinners. I can't believe I said that live.
listen, you're gonna this podcast tomorrow. Gonna be local comedian Justin Freeburg cancelled, along with another local Portadown comedian. Not Portadown, wherever he's from. We know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, mate, fuck it. I'll fucking. It could be worse. I could be driving home drunk.
And we move on. Yes. So what gigs do you have this week?
Doing Student Union. I'm posting this on Wednesday, so this should be out before it. Doing the Student Union in McGee and Derry. Weirdly, my girlfriend's brother's girlfriend came up to me the other night. It was her birthday, and we were like out, and she came up to me and she was like, "Can you?" She's English. I'm not gonna do the accent, but she was like, "Can you reserve your tickets?" And I went, like,
You can buy your tickets. That's what you can do.
I was like, reserve. Like I thought she meant like get us in for free, and I
Yeah,
was like,
alright,
I don't
yeah.
have that kind of pull of. I'm sorry.
Message Ashley McCallion. Be like,
Literally.
hello.
Yeah, I'm sure Oisin. Oh no, Oisin's engaged. I was gonna say I'm sure he's open to someone.
Oisin's tied down, man. He's got the ring.
I know. He's 23 as well.
Yeah, no. That's a man who's got his life together.
Exactly.
Just dipping the toe
Got
in the
his
stand up.
moustache together
Yeah.
as well, folks.
Handsome bastard.
I know.
Oisin, if you're watching this, I'm very jealous of you.
I know he was singing your praises when he was on.
He was?
Yeah, he was saying about how like that Ulster University gig in McGee wouldn't have came about if it wasn't for you. So, you know, your name was sung about quite a bit for that.
Cause I owe Sarah Furby it. So Sarah Furby said to them, Ciaran, you should go to Ciaran about running a gig. And then I got it, and they were like, anyone in McGee? And I was like, who the fuck can I bring? And I went, Oisin's responsible, sound is a fucking pound. Yeah. And it's also stage time for himself as well.
Yeah, he's like one that's like around our age and stuff. And,
yeah, and someone that I'm friends with. So I was like, I need to give it to Oisin. And then also, you can continually put yourself on. Yeah, like, I'm going to headline the November one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just for a nice payday before Christmas. And then, but like the October one, obviously, we went down on, you were there as well, Chico, on the night of the first one. Yeah. And I'm quite not confrontational. And I went up to the guy and went, any chance the lights going off? And the guy went, no. And I went, okay. And then my flatmate went up and was like, oh, why not the lights getting turned off? And he went, well, we can't. And we're not, this is a new student union and we want people to know what's open. And I was like,
yeah, but you also, it's a comedy gig, like fuck off. Like,
we were performing beside a pool table, like
literally. Sean sat in it for half a set.
Yeah, Sean felt a bit tired and was like, right, I'm gonna jump up on this pool table.
I was raging because I wanted to do that as well, and I seen it and I goes, I'm gonna sit in that. Sean just puts the leg up on it. I was like, fuck you cunt.
I planned on like putting a pound in and between every joke hit the shot and going
like, so you know where like most comedians will take a drink.
yeah, putting on her ball in.
Or like fucking William will hit the vape, you know.
Yeah. You know who's very good at pool? Pete Giffen. Not very, yeah.
He seems like a fucking, like he lingers about in pool rooms.
I'd love to do like a comedian's pub sports Olympics, but I know Pete Giffen would win like darts. The only thing
he just looks like he plays darts. Pool. Like any drink or any game where you drink during it, he's in it. Like, you know.
We and him went to Lavery's one night after doing East Lofts, and he schooled me at pool. I think we played like 6 games, and he just turned me inside out. And I was like, do you want to just go somewhere and sit down? Like, he what's the like I a weird niche one I'm really good at, you know, air hockey.
Yeah,
I'm fucking good at air hockey. Yeah. I'm not afraid to get the edges of my fingertips clipped by the puck.
I cut my nails before this, bitch.
Yeah.
You better be ready. You're gonna get fucked.
Yeah,
I can imagine you shit talking and all before air hockey.
Oh, it has to be done, like, because I'm crap at we're just going in the arcade games now. You know the basketball one.
Oh,
where you throw it up.
I'm only shit at that if someone's watching. See if I'm on my own. Like, that's, you know, it's not exactly, you know, like a good reference, but
yeah,
like,
I roof every gig when I'm on my own, but I'm shit when people are watching. See when people are watching.
In the room, like, I'm class.
Has there ever been a gig where like you've been like so excited to do it, you think this is it, and then it's flopped?
Not that it's flopped, but the Yo magazine one I was very buzzing for.
Yeah.
And it didn't flop, but it was just a weird crowd.
Well, it was the mic, it wouldn't work at the start, you couldn't get the music going.
Yeah.
It was like
just, there was so many problems, just one after the other.
But this new one, like, not to plug it again, but like it's in the brewery above.
Plug away, well, that's what it's about, you know?
It's in the brewery above Ulster Sports Club, so it's going to be class, and they brew their own beer.
Oh, is that the one that's upstairs, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a lot sicker room, like, and Ulster Sports Club, you know, that is the vibe it's going for. It looks like an old man's bar, but you know, people sniff cat and do poppers, and like at
the same time.
Yeah, but upstairs is like, here's a key, here's a
double fisting it.
Yeah, it's like upstairs is like this stylish, lovely wee microbrewery.
It's like tiled, isn't it? It's like a tiled room. Yeah, and it's photos of it.
The beer's class and stuff. Because I'm gonna go down this weekend and try and take a few photos and stuff. And a couple of blurry iPhone pics to promote the gig. Nothing better, like.
There's nothing better than a blurry iPhone pic, like.
But
that's how I want all my nudes from now on. my own nudes, not from anyone, like, just blurry dick pics. Anyway, might start into the questions after I just said that, because I fucking hated myself after that.
No worries, bro.
I'll do one question here first. You know old Talal?
Jomar, good friend of mine. Dirty fucking gooner, but anyway.
Is he addicted to porn? I hate that I know that. I don't know what a gooner is.
No, a gooner's someone who supports Arsenal.
Oh, is it?
What the fuck's it? Are all Arsenal fans addicted to porn? Wouldn't surprise me. Sean McAleavey.
Fucking does Adam Quinn not support Arsenal as well?
If you say Adam Byrne, he's Liverpool for and for.
Oh yeah, he's still addicted to porn.
I think the most niche supporter is not Johnny Jordan with West Ham.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Like,
Speaking of, I have West Ham in a last man standing bet tonight. So if they don't win, I'm going in and sparking Jordan out.
no, Jordan weirdly good at football.
Yeah,
Like
unbelievable
good at
keeper.
nets, I
He's
haven't
like a
seen
cat.
him outside, so yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he fucking like again. It was a very small net, but you know.
my guy was fucking class at it. Like I let him down defending. There was one bit where I stopped to
I know,
go for a stitch.
You in like the fucking group chat now. You're like a fucking solid centre back.
Yeah, Jordan turned around to me. I was a rock there, boys, and Jordan went, "What? Like you didn't fucking move?"
You kept falling.
Yeah,
It's like you're stand up.
yeah. William, he kind of turned around to me twice. He went, "Are you alright?" Because I kept falling. I went, "Yeah, I'm fine."
I know William just kept randomly falling as well, but I think that might have been to do with the whole cerebral palsy thing. So
On the way back, Phil Galt was giving me the life story, and I was like, "Man, I can't breathe."
still drooling and all, just
Yeah.
fucking blood coming out of your nose. He's like, oh yeah, so like me and the wife we met at fucking
Yeah, it was
met
like-
at P3 disco.
Because you don't want to be rude either when someone's talking to you, and he was
Yeah.
like, "So here's what the crack was and all," and he was like going into it, explaining it to me, and I was going, "Yep." Yeah, need a man about the shit myself.
That's have you ever heard someone from Lurgan when you're talking to them? It's such a Lurgan thing to do. They breathe in whenever they're like, they go, hi.
Hi.
Like that's how like they'll like whenever you're like having a conversation they'll go, hi. And I've noticed Mickey doing it a lot, but he does it subconsciously and then notices he does it.
I'm terrified of like breathing on the mic like now, like after
Oh, yeah.
you've got it in my head about like
Yeah.
you're like, well, there was a couple of podcasts we've done where we were breathing sort of heavily.
Oh, I listened to 3 of theirs today. Fucking hell, fucking fan club here, coming out. Under this is an RW podcast T-shirt. But
Who's powered on our merch? We haven't released merch yet.
how mental would that have been if I had just whipped out a T-shirt?
I probably would have asked, "Is the door locked? Is this guy's gonna fucking Jeffrey Dahmer me?"
Not yet. But no, it was you were talking like it was the one with Johnny Bow I was listening to.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, Pete! Pull your nose away from the fucking mic.
Oh fuck.
Holy shit!
My
Man's like,
guy needs to breathe like.
he does. He's using the fucking pop filter as a fucking like one of them things. I don't even know what I was talking about there. But like I swear to God, like I was like, man, it's like such a good podcast until like everyone else, whatever you're talking, you'll pull the mic away from you.
There's
Pete's
something I always do, and if you watch the podcast, you can see it every couple minutes or so. I go and check to make sure that it's
Yeah,
I've not accidentally flicked the
They're
mic
like,
off.
oh yeah, they're the ones where like there's a button on them to
Yeah.
check to see if there's Luckily that one over there, that one's not really a deer mic, but it's a good mic.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have that on it, so it's like there's no stress with that. But,
No, I'd be terrified of getting on stage or like getting like not on stage recording it and then right, that's a pod, and then because with the Mickey one, as soon as we finished, I flicked it off and threw it away, and Sean seen it and went, "Oh my, like was that off?" And I went, No, it was on the whole time. Relax, chum. Yeah.
Oh fuck, that Mickey episode was great. Him talking about that bus driver thing and all was
Yeah, it's
hilarious.
quality like.
Yeah, he seems to just sit down, and as soon as the mic's on him, he just flicks into this personality where it's just like stage ready,
It's that was
ad libs his whole fucking set,
That was a great day, and then we went into Lurgan after, and then I basically had a hangover so bad I was nearly crying on the way home. I got home and I was like, what am I doing with my life like? And then
I remember even
Yeah.
on Monday in the PAV, he still weren't right. He came up to me, like, as soon as I walked in the door in the PAV, he came up to me and goes, "Was I alright on Saturday? Like, was I bad?" Or like, and he was
'Cause I was like
so stressed out. He had the fear like a fucking madman. Like,
I've had the fear like that 3 times this year, and
that's a problem.
yeah, I've been like, fuck me, I need to pack this in the head. Like, there was one time where I was literally like in my work stockroom in the off license, and I was like, am I going to start crying here? What the fuck's wrong with me? And then I put my head in my hands and was like, like just sort of like, get it together, man. It's fucking bad. Like,
Yeah, I had the fear bad once. Like every other time, I've just come to terms with it now. Like any other time now, I'm like, fuck it, I don't even care. But like the one time I had it was, were you there after me and my ex broke up? And we went out and I got with another one of my exes that night. And
shag or burn.
literally, it was fucking, they're all nutcases. If you seen them, you'll be like, fucking, it's alright, don't even worry about it. But but her, like my ex, her best friend was there, and I was like, I'm gonna make my fucking ex jealous here, and I like tried to kiss her, and she pulled away from me.
Oh, that is embarrassing. Yeah.
And I like the next day I woke up and I was like, just them ones where you're like, even like a fucking chippy would, I was just looking at it like, you're not worth me, like,
There was one night in uni in particular, and I was like, we just become like mates with like
Where did you go to uni?
Newcastle.
Oh, did you?
And we just become mates with this group, and I'd like basically they invited us up for a house party, and for some reason, because it was in lockdown, I had money because I was making White Russians and drinking White Russians and trying to be sophisticated.
You had money. You were drinking milk and vodka.
No, it's cream and vodka.
Oh, is it?
With a hint of Kahlua as well, with some Kahlua or Baileys. And then 2 large ice cubes in it. So I was walking about trying to be sophisticated while everyone else was drinking Echo Falls.
It's a Tory drink, like.
And I remember like thinking, fuck, I look well tonight, no. And then was chatting away to someone, and I thought there was vibes. I thought something was happening. Yeah. So I went in to kiss, and they pulled away. But my flatmate still says he watched it in slow motion, but everyone at the party noticed as well. And I have never been like. I think I'd shinned the rest of my vodka and then blacked out. And then my flatmate was like, you were trying to fight some boy after it and all.
You're a fucking demon with drinking, you know.
Like,
you're a menace to society.
Vodka's the one that I wouldn't drink anymore. And then even like when I got mugged in Spain, I was with vodka, like.
Where was that in Spain? Was that like Salou or you went to Barcelona, didn't you?
You know, I was in Malaga, like living at the time. And,
right. I thought this was like recently. I was like, why have you not made a bigger deal out of this?
Oh no, I was like 21. I was walking home one night, and these guys came up to me like, "You want to buy weed?" And I was like, "I don't smoke the Herb Dean, fellas. Keep the devil's lettuce to yourselves." And then,
like, oh, he's not speaking English, lads. Rob him.
They basically noticed that I basically noticed their hand in my pocket, and I went, "Yo, take the old hand in my pocket there, pal." And then they sparked me out a few times, and then
did they actually like jump you?
Walk me to the ATM, and I put my bank code in, and then they just cleared my account. And,
holy fuck!
Then I kind of went into like shock, and went down and just sat on the beach and slept on the beach.
What the
like in like panic, and then I woke up the next day and couldn't get. Obviously, they took my phone as well, so I had to go and like do a payphone and try and get through to my brother, who got through to my dad, who got my Colombian flatmate's number. I don't know how my dad got through to it, and then rang her basically, and like. We managed. My grandparents lived in the same town in Spain during the winter, and they were coming out that night. So my dad gave them a load of cash so I get on our phone, and I went to the Spanish police, and I couldn't speak enough Spanish to them, so I was trying to explain it to the policeman, and I swear to fuck, he put me on FaceTime to his kids while he typed up the fucking thing and made me explain to his kids what happened, so why they should learn to be careful on nights out. And then he couldn't understand a few things in my statement. No word of a lie. Like, he took his belt off but slammed it down where the gun was to kind of scare me and be like, concentrate. And then that was fucking.
That would have been like, even like you're just fucking like post traumatic, you know, and you're like in the police station going, I need help here, and he's being a dickhead about it, you know, like that's.
Yeah, it was like, and so obviously the bank didn't believe as well. So we went to the financial ombudsman.
I know you're on holiday and all, a 21-year-old, you know.
Coming out of a nightclub, they're like, nah, he's spunked all his money, or he's going to a casino or something. And I managed to I fought it for like a year and a bit and got the money back, like. And but I always remember like.
Were you on your own at the time, or was anyone with you? Or?
I was I was arguing with someone in a nightclub and I left, and then
was you're a fucking demon, like, I swear to God.
Shit. And then I was walking home.
Franco's alter ego, like.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened, like.
Fucking what's that mythical creature? Fucking
the werewolf.
The one that's like Adam Klein or something.
Oh, Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Jekyll and Mr. That's you, man. Because you get a few pints, you get a few licks of the wet stuff, like, and you're fucking.
I just remember like
out fighting the looky man, like.
It wasn't even that there. I can't remember what it was over, and I just remember like. I got an iPhone back, so I had to buy a Huawei or something phone in Spain, the cheapest one, and then I came home because of COVID, and I got an iPhone again, and I got on the iCloud, and the first thing I seen in the iCloud was about 100 pictures of these boys took on my phone of them out partying with my phone, and I was like,
would they not believe you after that? Like the bank, would you not go, here, look at these fucking photos?
Yeah, that's what we use to help the evidence as well. Like,
holy shit!
But yeah,
that's like that scene out of The Other Guys, you know, and they're like Dirty Mike and the boys stole a car, had an orgy in it.
And like, I remember like just like sitting at the back, got a new iPhone, gonna have a beer, lockdown, you know, when it was the heat wave, open it up and just seeing all these Spanish boys partying with my phone and like in the New Balance store buying themselves new shoes, and I was like,
Jesus Christ,
what the fuck? Like, yeah, it was
that's
weird.
A fucking joke. Like, I'd have been murdering all right, man.
Between this, a fellow comedian's mate kidnapping me, and fucking, you've heard that story?
I think I heard someone was mentioning it but didn't want to talk about it because it's your, like,
you know,
it's
a fucking, I get it in these situations. It's a lot of it's just being too passive, and then someone's like,
you are, like,
get in the car. All right, fuck it, let's see where this takes me.
I thought I was going to get robbed in Ibiza because I was walking Adron back after, because he went home early every night, and I was like, it was like 12 o'clock, and it's still dark at that time and all, and we had to walk down like this alleyway to get to our hotel. And a prostitute came up to me and was like, you know, blah blah blah, and I was like, I'm good, bro, peace out, and I was like walking away. and there was like 3 like of the you know the fellas that sell the sunglasses.
Yeah.
You know those guys. You know they're like, oh, Rolex, and you're like, that says Polex, but like whatever. I'm Polex, and they're were following me for about, I'd say, about 100 yards. 3 of them like walking behind me, and I was like, I might not look fast, but I'm quite fast when I want to be, like, you know.
Justin Bolt.
That's sort of call it.
Justin Freebolt.
Fucking free burn the bottom of my feet.
Yeah, put your Crocs into fucking
sport mode.
Yeah.
Put the spoilers up, you know.
Yeah. The what
Dip
was
the clutch, fucking I'm out of there, like, you know.
just all fours run down the street. You know what actually happened with the fucking, just reminded me of them getting mugged as well. My dad texted my Colombian flatmate, like, he didn't speak a word of English, but she must use Google Translate, just saying, thank you very much for looking after my son, like, I owe you a lot, and can I send you money maybe to get yourself like a free meal or something?
Yeah.
And then her only reply was, tell your son to clean up after he shaves. And then a photo of like hers in the sink being like, this is disgusting.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you know what it is, right? But it was
She
like,
had to learn that. She had to read through a dictionary or go through Google Translate to fucking send that over.
yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, I live with 2 French girls and a Colombian girl, and they were like, and then I was a fellow who was a messy student, like.
Yeah.
So I remember at the time being
fucking, he's lived a life, like, hasn't he? That's why.
these are like, oh, what are they getting on my case, man? Looking back, I was a terrible flatmate and I should have cleaned
pubes in the toilet seat, no.
Oh fuck.
That's why, like, but I can't even like imagine that. So like, it would have been bad enough that you got like robbed and, you know, threatened, but like the fact that they hit you and shit, that's like,
yeah,
that's a different level. Like, I'd have just been stabbing people with the first thing I found, you know, like, and you are very passive though. You're very like,
yeah,
you know, there's no confrontation to be like.
I was obviously not going to fight them back or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
but the worst
and everything, so like, you know,
the worst
ended up way worse for you.
Yeah, could have got stabbed or anything. Like, the worst part about it was I went out the next night. I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to sleep here. So I just went out and met other guys I knew in a bar, and we were, because I'd only just arrived in Spain as well, so it was kind of like, I was there for about 2 weeks, and there were 2 other guys that I was friends with from Germany and Holland, and one of them was like to me, goes, this is what you should have done. You should have gone for the throat and then kicked him in the balls. And I went, sorry,
right, John Wick.
When my name changed to Jason Bourne? What the fuck? And he goes, then you grabbed the other 2 by the throat and you pulled them and slammed their heads off each other. And I went, listen, Ivan Drago, fucking calm down.
Fucking
right?
Royal Rumble happening
Yeah,
here.
as I, you know, surprisingly enough, when they sparked me out once, you kind of lose the run of yourself.
So I forgot I was in fucking Overwatch here, for fuck's sake. Like,
you know, when I, you know, I felt my head being cut, I was kind of like, the first thought in my head wasn't, right, time to go fucking John Wick on these fuckers.
Beast mode.
Yeah, it was more,
Like
am I going to die mode? Is this it? Am I dying beside a McDonald's in Spain?
That fucking would have been, like, to be fair, that thought would have been going through your head like mad as well. You wouldn't have even known what to think at the time, the adrenaline and all, and yeah. Like, were they like, go to the fucking cash machine, or
yeah, and I was kind of like, oh fuck it, here we go. But I expected them to take like a couple, because you get paid to do the year abroad, and I just got paid, and they cleared it, and I was like, fucking hell, like, what am I meant to do with this? And then it was brutal enough, like, and then it kind of took me a couple months to not get over it, like, but it was kind of like,
no, I could fucking tell. That's like, that's one of the most, like, you've went through more traumatic shit than I like ever will.
No, that was definitely like, I remember like that was a time where I was kind of like,
Hans the comedian.
Everything's clicking in my life. Life's good. And then I went out that night and got battered.
Yeah, I think you're due one soon, actually.
Yeah, I'm due, but yeah.
You know, you're running gigs, you're getting paid left, right, and centre. You have bigger shit happening. You were telling me about in the car. We'll not say it if you don't want to, but like it's all happening for you. But soon you're just gonna like,
Chico, do you want to bother me after this podcast? If you want to just take
me
out
with a wallet.
Yeah,
for a price.
Yeah. Can we get the drug dealer across the road to bother me?
He's out there waiting, fuck's sake.
There's gonna be one of these nights where I do the small man syndrome joke and someone actually goes, right, let's go.
Yeah.
There was a David Doherty Jeb gig where a guy really didn't like, and it was an abortion joke, and the guy was like, do you know what it's like to lose a kid? Screaming at David Doherty Jeb, so he got thrown out. And
David was like, no, I'm gay.
the guy was like David's best friend's boyfriend. Yeah. So David was like, just get out, and the guy was like, no, and like shouting at him. And then I went out. I'd just come off stage, and I'd come off stage 2 acts before, and there was no fridge in the place, so I left my Guinness outside. So I went outside to grab my Guinness, and I kind of started him, and then went and for a cheeky winking, and I went, "Do you want to fucking go? You're acting the hard man on stage."
What the fuck's the matter with you? Like winking at people and they're on edge and all. Kieran's all fucking. You want to try it, bro?
He was like, "I'll take your head off," and David was like, "Kieran, go inside." And then,
Kieran wondering why he's getting robbed on nights out and all.
yeah, maybe I did wink at the muggers.
He's over there going, "What's fucking that?" No. Fucking.
Yeah, it was that mugging thing, because I haven't talked about it in our podcast or anything yet, like, because it was kind of
fucking. You heard it first.
mental.
But
Yeah.
no, that is wild. Like, that's an absolute fucking wild story. The closest I've ever had to that was there was a wee traveller fella, you know him. He's one of the bigger ones, wee brothers, and he, when I was like younger, I was maybe like 13 or 14. We were walking across the Red Bridge there to the shopping centre, and he, like a guy we used to hang about, well, a wee small guy who spray paints, you know him as well. Slagged him for something and was like, "Oh, you're fucking." Because we were like Soundwall, the Travellers, you know, we grew up with them and knew them, you know, so whenever you'd just see them, you'd just say, "Right, no," and walk on. But he was like, he'd said something cocky to him. I think he was like, let me see your spray paint. And the guy was like, "No, I'm not fucking giving you the spray paint." And he was like, "Give me it now." And he goes to me, "Give me yours." And I goes, "Fuck that." Because he was a bit smaller than me, so I was like cocky about it. I was like, "Fuck off." And he turned around, he pulled a knife out and put it against
Jesus
my throat and
Christ.
pinned me up against the railing of it. And I was like, "I'm going to die today. Like, this is..."
Yeah, so you do think that, you're like, right, well, fuck it, and if there's a heaven, I'm not going to it, but you know.
So I'm just after vandalising a cop car here, never mind, I'm never getting to heaven. Like,
Yeah, you're like fucking praying for a late winter and injury time. You're like saying all your prayers to God, being like, right, let's go, let's wrap this up.
weirdly, in a youth club, like 2 weeks later, he fucking stopped me from getting my head kicked in by another traveller. So it was remember the tall skinny one, weird sidebar, tall ass skinny traveller. Seen him in the pool changing rooms one day, massive cock on him, it was wild. But one day we were in the youth club that's across the road, and he came in and swung a pool cue at me, and I
What the
ducked
fuck?
it, and I shit in myself. I was like, "I'm gonna get my fuck kicked in here." He was like 2 or 3 years older than me as well, and he was as we cocky shit though. I used to say like weird stuff to people, and he treated them all like hecklers. But he like swung the pool cue at me. I ducked it, and I like ran to the other side. I was like, "Fuck that! Like, I'm not getting that."
Right,
and the
yeah.
one who held the knife to me like a week before ran
Had
up
your back?
and was like, "What are you?" He was, I'm not gonna do the voice like. He was like, "What are you doing? Like, you know, leave him the fuck alone," and pursed him off him. And I was like, "That's class." I was like, "Whatever, you know, swings and roundabouts."
Well, we bounced into questions then. I feel like
Yes.
we went off track there.
Oh yeah.
How do we go from gunners to gooners to...
That's what
getting
what
robbed?
a gooner is like someone who's addicted to porn and like, you know, will like have
Like
have
Pierce
a,
Morgan. He's a gooner.
Is he addicted to porn?
No, he sports Arsenal, but...
Oh, right.
The Rock. He's addicted to porn.
Terry Crews, addicted to porn.
That's just all us.
Chris
big,
Rock.
all us big sexy cunts are addicted to porn. That's all it is. But
There is like a not that I would watch porn, but there's a block on the fucking Wi-Fi in my new gaff.
Oh,
And I don't know
there's
what
one
the
here as well.
Yeah, I don't know
Twitter.
what the fuck. yeah, I was like, how the fuck is this about the cracks with this? Like, because then I rang Virgin Media and I was like, well, what's the crack?
That's Virgin.
yeah, Virgin Media, we virgins. And then I was like, what's the crack? But he was like, Geordie. So I was like, I feel like I'm explaining the deck here. Can he unblock?
Listen, today you're going to use the Wi-Fi. Ah, fuck that. No, he's Jamaican apparently. Sorry.
Because I was trying to get it unblocked because I couldn't get on like gambling sites either to place a bet. This was like,
You fucking gooner.
not so to watch porn. That'd be weird.
But Talal asks, if the purge was real, what would the first crime you wait? If the purge was real, what would be the crime you would commit?
I would go into Boojum and if he called me bro once, I'd smack him, and then I would jump over the
During the
tail.
purge, he's like, "I can't miss my boojum." Like, I'm
No,
fucking-
they just, you never get enough chicken, so I would put like
There's
loads
people
of
like
chicken.
fucking murdering people, you know, like pillaging and raping and all.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I need that burrito, mate. That fucking that oregano doesn't need to be in that salsa, mate."
yeah, I'd go and fill it up, and then I'd probably like, who was a cheeky cunt to me recently? Someone was
It's so niche.
oh, my old boss. Yeah, my old boss. I seen him out in my local, and I went, well. He's got glasses, so we'll come Specky for this day. well, Specky, what's the crack? We're good to see you again. Hope the shop's doing well. And he didn't shake my hand or anything.
Oh
He was
my
like,
God.
I'm with my wife,
God.
and I'd love to like fucking hit him, and he's got a real douchebag face.
You're like just like getting back at people. I'm like tax evasion. Like, you know, like I'm
right,
thinking
yeah,
big
yeah.
terms. Like
Coming across a bit of psycho here.
he's like got a list.
Yeah.
His death note. There's people's names in it. He's like, I swear to God, I'll purge happens like you're getting sparked out, you cunt. He's heading straight to Spain, getting them New Balances back.
Yeah. New Balances, and then they ordered a lot of pizza as well. A lot of things that came on out. Fair play, my guys were hungry. In between that spending spree, my guys were hungry. They gotta eat.
Domino's, bro. Fucking Jesus Christ. Like, I don't even know.
I went to the pizza place as well that they went to, and I was like, these guys got taste. You know what? That shit slaps.
You're like, you know what? Banana isn't that bad on a pizza.
I kind of looked at everywhere that I went and was like, well, let's see what this place is like. I was like, this bar's pretty good.
This is how the other half live.
Yeah, $7.20 a beer, but like it's a rooftop terrace. My guys live the life.
You're like, at least it wasn't their money, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably why they were so happy to go there.
I was like, what did they order? Like, if that have ordered like fucking, you know, like a bottle of Foster's, I'd be like, bastards.
Oh, imagine like you get robbed and someone spends your money on tenants.
Yeah,
I'd be fucking done in. Like, I'd be like, fucking tins of bleach, bro. Chill out. Like, fuck that. What is the worst beer for you?
the worst.
Like your worst and best then.
My favourite, like obviously Guinness, but I wouldn't say Guinness. Guinness is like stout.
Yeah.
So I love Estrella.
As an Irishman, that oh really?
Yeah, I think that's great. Or Chico is a Portuguese man, and you can appreciate Superboc.
Yeah.
It's the nicest, I think.
That's
Is that the one you get in Nando's or?
No, Sagres is the one in Nando's.
Oh, right.
But Sagres is nice, but Superboc is like
Enhance the alcoholism.
Superboc. It's fucking great.
I'm so boring. Like, mate, I love Rockshore.
Rockshade.
Yeah. I swear. I love it. Like, anytime I'm drinking, I'll just drink Rockshore all the time.
I was slobbering about it in the car with my dad, being like, I fucking like
Sparked you out and robbed
hate Rockshore. And then my dad was like, yeah, but if it's in the house, you'll still drink it, so you don't really hate it. And I was like, that's a fair enough point.
I know, it's the same thing. Like, there's a whole load of drinks sitting over there. I got handed a load of random Magners by like my mum's friend. It's not being touched. I hate Magners.
If there's a beer that I don't Moretti. I don't like Moretti.
Moretti.
I think Moretti's like drinking I did yesterday biscuit. And like what was the like speaking of like beers and stuff, there's like a thing that happens every year where like all my dad's mates just before Christmas, is the Sunday before Christmas,
right,
will go to the golf club and have a big meal, and they all bring their kids and all. And I was talking about it to my flatmate when my dad was driving us in the car, and my dad was like, all these kids are like 5 years younger than him, and he holds court. Like, he's like, he tells them stories, and they all find it funny because they're younger than him. Yeah. And he just, it is not as cool as Ciaran makes it out to be. It's incredibly sad.
You're like, listen, mate, this one time in Spain, right? These guys came towards me with a knife and wanted my money. I grabbed two of them by the head.
Yeah, and I went, I had all two of them by the fruit up here, and I went,
kicked one of them in the balls and all.
Yeah, I was in a casino, and one of them went to hit me, and I went, you know what they say about casinos? And then Roadhouse kicked him, and went, the house always wins.
Fuck, I want to die after that.
Yeah.
The house always wins.
Or, you know, one of them went for a punch, and I took a load of chips and smashed him in his face and went, feeling lucky. I would love to make an action film. Like, I would just, I love action films.
That's like, we could do some like low budget shit like that, because it would be easy to like choreograph and all, but like, I would love to do something like that as well. We were like planning on doing like a sketch show, but it's like the same characters every week, but it's just basically like a YouTube show, but like it's just, random shit happens in it, you know. So it's always sunny, you know, like that sort of thing, you know. And
I'd love to do an action film. Like, we should do a serious one. Jack McGee can play the villain.
Yeah, Jack McGee looks like a
Jack still has a Russian accent. I'd play the cop who's, you know, fighting with his demons, and you know,
you're fighting demons and everything else apparently.
When we make it serious and stuff, and
like, do you remember that fucking Shane Todd?
That's
Belfast Blues.
But ours is serious.
Yeah.
And then like Pete plays the chief, and then like
no nonsense chief. Like you're coming late again. I don't know what the fuck the no nonsense chief say.
Yeah. I think that's nice.
Oh, I want to play something now. I want to be like the
Jordan. You're the informant. Jordan. Sorry, Justin.
But not that good, Nats.
Yeah. You're the informant with that hat on.
You beat me by 1 second. I was going to say I could be a snitch.
You're the snitch with that hat on. That scream snitch.
Yes.
I'd slam you up against the wall and go, "What do you got for me, chief?" And you'd be like,
I'm like, I don't know nothing for a price. You know?
You want to keep slinging dope on these streets? You gotta tell me something. Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, I got clean, brother. I got clean. You know, all those guys.
This evidence is good. but not good enough, and then I'd shin you.
Mate, this
But,
is
you
a
know,
fucking thing.
I'm
like.
telling you, man. I love them sort of films.
Need a story.
If we get a budget for this, like this is something to look into, definitely.
And then Pete would be like, "You're flying off the handle, Franco."
You need a partner.
Yeah.
Sean's your partner. But Sean's like the nice
Sean's
guy.
Sean's by the book.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sean's
Holy
like,
fuck, we're in the same wavelength.
Yeah. Sean's like, "You can't be tying the witnesses to the fucking desk and banter in their hands." And yeah, listen.
It turns out that Jack's not actually the main villain. It's me.
Yeah, the snitch is
the
pulling the strings.
the snitch
all along.
from the fucking first act is actually the one who's like, remember at the end of Scary Movie when Doofy drives off?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, Hanson," and all. It's just me. I take the hat off, full wig. Like.
And yeah, obviously I'd have the mustache as well for sexual reasons. Sex appeal.
There needs to be a sex scene. About who could you do that with? Like,
Put Pete Giffen in a wig.
And like make it as if like
Chief, I never thought about you this way. I didn't realise I was attracted to you, Chief.
you're giving cross dressers their what's it called whenever like you represent them, like the representation. Yeah. Like we feel respected now.
Nice. Yeah, listen, this film writes itself, and we'll call it like
I just imagine Pete in like a blonde wig, but he's still wearing like the same black shirt and the same 3-stripe Adidas trousers.
like Hell Street Blues was the first sort of TV series that took like was one of them the big ones. So Hell Street Pavilion Street Blues. So yeah.
I know.
Nice.
Lavery's 5-0.
Have we got our question then? We'll move on and get the fuck.
This one fucking, I heard, like, even because I got this last week and I've already said to him about it. Jack McGee asks top 3 favourite films.
Oh, no, yeah.
Well, one of them was just mentioned there. So.
Rosemary's Baby would be my favourite.
What a fucking psychotic thing to say. What's wrong with you? Like,
have you ever seen it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
great.
like
Yeah,
such
yeah.
a fucking niche movie. Like,
I love that film. Rosemary's Baby, Goodfellas, and maybe Trainspotting.
Oh, you love a bit of Trainspotting.
Yeah, the book, the second Trainspotting book, Porno. I remember reading it in uni and when I was living in Spain, and like, I live in Spain, and when I couldn't understand what the lecturers were saying, so I had it on a tablet and would read it, and I would be pissing myself laughing while in this lecture, and like I couldn't explain it to them that it's like
You're the most niche guy ever. Like, it's wild.
I love like any piece of writing by Irvine Welsh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love if I was to go, because I have like a favorite for each like genre.
Yeah.
Again, I love anything by Tarantino, the fucking foot fetish creep, and there's my chances of ever being in one, being the snitch in his cop movie. I love anything by Tarantino. I love Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, I love Tropic. Yeah.
I think Tropic Thunder is one of the funniest movies to ever exist.
Have you seen Caddyshack? That's a fucking
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I love Tropic Thunder because of how in your face the blackface is.
Yeah, it's good.
Like,
yeah.
Like the fact that they got Iron Man to fucking do blackface, and
He got nominated for an Oscar for that, you know?
Yeah, and like that's what, like, if anyone else did that, they would have been like, I'm not saying I'm out here doing blackface, like I've done it 3 times in my life, but like, as I talked about that last week, washing, but it's like I don't like it's because it's so like conscious about it. Like, they're in the movie, they're like, why are you doing blackface? And he's like, I'm not doing, like,
yeah,
that sort of
he's
thing.
method acting. Yeah, I love my favorite director would be like Paul Thomas Anderson. So he like, and I think actually no, Magnolia would be one of my favorite films. Have you ever seen it?
I know of it. I've never actually watched it though. So
yeah, and then I love like The Shining and stuff like that there. And there's a film called 3 Days of the Condor with Robert Redford, which is very, very cool.
I swear, I thought you were going to be like fucking, one of these boring concerts, like, oh, my favorite movie's fucking like Transformers.
Fucking Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I love Fast and Furious 3, mate. The one that has no
1, 2,
title.
and 3.
Yeah, he was, hey, I love that. You ever see that fucking Black Adam? Why didn't they release it in Black Friday? Fucking stupid mistake.
No, and I thought you were going to be like saying one lamb, but no, you came out and you were like Hotel Rwanda, like the most niche stuff ever. You ever watched that Hotel Rwanda?
No, that's a film I've never seen.
Watched it in school in LLW. Wild.
They used to always put on Big Daddy in school, like, right? It's 2 days before you get off for Christmas. Roll out the TV and get Big Daddy on.
Is that what was like the like school memory you remember of like watching movies in school?
Yeah.
Mine was always Mr. Bean's Holiday in French for some reason.
I remember we put on Click and I was crying at it because it's well emotional.
Oh yeah, there's that end part where he's like family comes first. And
yeah,
like does I? Like,
have you ever seen The Town with Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Our teacher, we were third year. We were 14. The teacher came and he goes,
"You gotta whack this fool. You gotta whack him."
I love Boston. Like, I would love to do stand up in Boston. I would love to just go to Boston.
Oh, the fucking Boston! I can imagine them because like I remember listening to Bill Burr talking about it, about how ruthless Boston is.
You're a fucking bastard.
Yeah, like I went to Boston in like 2016 with like a youth group and found out that I was actually a charity case. I was brought over by like Freemasons.
You fucking cocksucker.
Literally, like they brought us over because we came over and we thought we were going over to help in homeless shelters and all.
Yeah.
It was like we were like the ones doing the charity. Turns out I was wondering why I only paid £100 to go to fucking America for 2 weeks. Showed up and they were like, "On here's the groups you're supporting kids from like Indonesia, like war-torn Iraqi kids, like a group of like, you know, African kids who were like starving to death and, you know, fucking limbs missing and all."
Jesus.
And then it was like us. And I was like, "Why us?" And they were like, "Because the Americans are ignorant as fuck." They were like, "Oh, you guys come from like a war-torn country, don't you? How hard is it over there?" And I was like, "Man, I've literally never seen anything about it."
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck?" But,
We've never seen any trouble at all.
That's what I mean.
See when you land in Boston, it's like, "Hello, welcome to fucking Boston."
You fucking Boston.
You fucking cunt.
Yeah, and
I don't know why they're Australian now, but
as in a soup kitchen in Boston, and there was this guy. I didn't want to go out and like face the homeless people because I was 16 and it was like I didn't have that in me to be like, "Oh fucking I'll be nice and all." So I was like, "Can I not just sit in the back?" I was like afraid of him for some reason, and there was this other guy in the back of me, and he was talking so much bollocks to me, you know, like fucking pub talk shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, I drive I got like a Ford truck." And
that's
I
a
was
great
like,
accent. You got a Ford fucking Fiesta.
And I was like, "Do you?" And he was like, "I got a new Harley." And I was like, "Oh, do you?" And I was like, "And you're in a soup kitchen?" I was like,
You think you'll only get in Boston with a shotgun?
and he turned around to me and I was like, "Oh, so do you like any like fun, like any like comedy that comes out of Boston, like, you know, like Bill Burr or like even like
Joe List, isn't there?
yeah." And then I was like, "Oh, do you like TV shows like Family Guy, like Seth MacFarlane's from Boston?" And he goes, "You know what I love? You ever watch Grown Ups too?" And I was like, well, and he's like, "Adam Sandler, that's a funny movie." And I was like, "What the?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "This guy's talking so much walk in my ear right now." Adam Sandler, that right there, that's a funny movie. Like the whole way through it, and I was just sitting peeling spuds, like, I want to get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah, this guy's gonna shoot me.
literally, you're not the only guy in Boston with a shotgun.
Yeah. I'm gonna clip your fucking nuts, asshole. It's like,
I know. Even you ever watched The Departed as well?
yeah, the fucking Departed. Yeah, it's a great film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack McGee loves that film. Speaking
he?
of,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Jack McGee comes across as someone who loves
Jack's
a good fucking.
very good taste in film.
Yeah, he
So
comes
he does.
across as someone who loves a good fucking Jack Nicholson movie. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
I can imagine liking that.
I used to be able to do a Jack Nicholson impression when I was a kid, but I've lost it. Like,
Yeah, I can only do like the Joker one, but I'm not gonna try it. It's just the lips, you know.
yeah. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
It's something I like to say, you know. But I do it in the Boston accent.
Yeah.
You ever dance with the devil? But you know, I don't know. Like that anything that comes out of Boston's always hilarious. Went to this place called Fire and Ice in Boston.
Yeah.
There's one of them like restaurants that like they cook the stuff in front of you.
Oh yeah.
So like you bring it like bowls of like raw meat up to this table, like literally they fucking onto a pan with rice and all, and I'm like salmonella everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting there, and there was this guy, and he was like, "Would you fucking move the shrimp?" And I was like, "This place is class," like, you know.
I'm trying to forget. At the same time, I'm kind of like, I hate those restaurants like Sticks and Stones in town.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you get to cook your steak for you.
I'm like, "Bro, bring me it out."
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit.
There was one night my friend went and he said like, they went, "We're too busy, so you're gonna have to. There's no option for
Yeah.
us to cook it yourself. You have to just cook it yourself." And you're like, "No, I get fucking chicken instead."
No, fucking 28 quid and all for it, like,
Yeah.
fuck off, like.
It's
for
an
me to sit there with a hot stone, like with wee slices of steak, like.
Yeah. It's an experience. I'm not going out for an experience. I'm going out for something to eat.
No.
Yeah.
Fucking throw my food at me for all I give a fuck. Shove it down my throat. I don't want to sit there with a fucking like a stone.
Yeah.
You know? I went before and I like hated it. I don't know why. And then they were like, I was like, "Oh, what beer do you have?" And they were like, "Budweiser." And I was like, "Right." And I was like, "All right, okay." I thought it was gonna be on top. And I was like, "Fair enough." And I was like, "Can I get a Budweiser then?" Brought me down the flattest bottle of beer I've ever had in my life. I think they like refill it. Like they
What, to just go?
yeah, like literally just like no, it was like in the bottle still. I was like, "You could at least pour it in the glass, you trump."
I've been refilling my mouthwash recently.
Going,
Spitting it back in after.
time's hard, man.
Oh.
It's cost of living crisis. You gotta make shit last.
Them gigs aren't coming in as much as you think.
Yeah. You gotta make shit last, no man.
These headliners he's paying, man, is fucking. They're taking all the money. That's the most grim thing ever.
Yeah, you know, we gotta make shit last. Second hand toilet paper and all.
using it as one ply, like like folding it.
Oh,
in half.
taking it apart, yeah.
But we'll wrap up on this last question.
No worries.
It's quite a fucking deep one. So, what actually got you into comedy? Such a generic question, but thank you for your question anyway. Because
I always loved like stand up comedy, like kind of making people laugh. Like there's a story that my parents tell where I can't really remember it, but I got up. It was my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary, or their someone's wedding anniversary. Big Catholic family, small affair, just the 5 million of us, and
all 3,200.
Yeah, and like everyone got up and played like an instrument. Some people played the flute, some people played the harp, and I hadn't done anything, but I was like, I'm getting up, and my dad was like, sit the fuck down, and I was like, nah, I'm getting up.
I'm getting up there.
Yeah, I looked the part, full bottle of Shockwave's gel in the hair, light up shoes,
Dax
and
wax all over the place.
shirt with the black flames on it.
I was Guy Fieri shirt.
Yeah. Looked like Guy Fieri basically, and I got up on stage, and I was like, everyone shut the fuck up. And my mum and dad still said, they were like leaning over to each other going, we've had him checked for autism, and they were like, I got up to the top and I went, no, I'm not trying to be rude, but hey, pretty girl, me and you, and done remixed the Ignition. And then they were like, what the fuck? And no one clapped, and I must have blacked this out of my memory. And
was that traumatic? Like, you were like, fuck it, I'm gone. Like.
And then when no one clapped, they went, watch this here. It went, and just started doing machine gun noises for about 5 minutes on stage. And
he was 19 at the time.
rolling. My granny says I like rolled on stage and like started doing the Homer Simpson thing where you like roll around and then like pretending to shoot people, and then got up and started doing like karate and stuff.
I had to jump to you as well if I seen you walking down.
So people were kind of like, right, you can come off stage now, and then I was like, nah, I'm doing karate. So the main
flashing you,
like Luke McGibbon was in the back turning the music on and stuff, being like, get this guy off. Chico was taking photos.
Shepherds.
It was mental. Like, so this
was his first gig, by the way.
Yeah, some say it's still my best work.
That's the set you used opening for Johnny Bo.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. And like my granny always brings it up and was like, why the fuck did you do that? And I was like,
I'm doing a quick 15 to 20 here.
Yeah. So it's a remix to Ignition followed by
that's full mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Like.
And then my dad definitely probably looked over to mum and went, we don't need to have them checked. It's like like the other day in work, and the place I'm working at now, they put me on the reception desk at a like GPs, and this kid came in doing fucking this here, and then was going shoo, and I was like, what's he here for? And the ma was like, oh, he's here for a private assessment. We think he might have ADHD. And he went shoo again. I went, yeah, don't bother.
He does.
Yeah, I'll save you the money and give him the diagnosis.
Dripping off him.
Yeah,
you can smell it off him. Like.
Yeah.
I've said the same thing to him.
He's in Heelys and it's 2022.
And he's 46.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just sued in a pair of Heelys. You know how dangerous that is?
Ciaran was like, I've been there, I know what the crack is.
Yeah, literally. But yes,
every time, all I can imagine is you have any time like Remix Ignition comes on, you're just like
traumatized. Yeah,
you're just like shit, fucking
it could have been worse. It could have got up, went, my man's telling me no, but my body.
I mean, like if there's any R. Kelly song you're going to sing on stage, like
I could have went up as a pirate and been like R. Kelly, but that's not my joke. I've seen that on a meme somewhere. Apologies, I've stolen. Cancel me. But yes, I just sort of started writing in lockdown because I really liked it, and I wrote a bit when in uni and stuff. But it was all to do with like, I remember going to the DJ Society in uni and like sort of thinking, this is not the DJ Society, this is the Sniff Cat Society. And
that's just what DJs are.
Yeah,
just fucking professional drug users.
It was just it was that's all it was like. And then I was like, right, well, I'm going to start writing jokes here. And then I asked my flatmate, did I think I could do it? I put it along to, I'm not sure he's listening to this, a fella from Donegal called Sean Friel, who said to me, I think you could do it. And then, because I remember asking my dad was like, you'll never be Chris Rock. And I went, yeah, skin tone's a bit off.
Like, nice. Is he alright?
He's sounding off like.
He's such a North Belfast dad. Like,
yeah.
You'll never be Chris Rock.
And then he started telling me all Chris Rock's new special.
I just imagine him reading a newspaper, just not even looking up from it, and like he flicks it anytime he's about to say something, like, like he just goes, you'll never be Chris Rock.
Don't bother. Yeah. And like, so then I just kind of started writing, and then I basically pastored the Pav, and I pastored Darren Matthews because my mate played hurling with him.
Oh, right.
And then I also text Vittorio, and they all give me advice. And then one day, and then me and Ronan Linsky done improv together.
Unreal.
And we learned improv together, and I sort of knew of Ronan, so when I seen him in my class, I was like asking him, can I get a gig? And then Ronan Linsky in typical, so we done our first gig together, that competition. and then I got a couple more gigs in the PAV, and then there was a year ago, yesterday actually, Ronan Linsky text me basically saying like I thought he'd forgot to give me a gig. Text me 90 minutes before the gig going, you still good for this gig today?
What was that? Was that
Kill Your Darlings,
Kill Your
but it was in the
Darlings,
full black box room, and I remember like,
oh, the big one,
yeah, I remember absolutely loving it, like, and I think people were nice as well because it was like just starting out. But I remember that day being like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then Ian Thompson texted me saying after about 10 o'clock at night saying, you done really well today, well done. But I was fucking sloshed, and I sent Ian like 4 big paragraphs when cheers bro, I know how much this means to me. This is class.
I know he opened or something on our first gig, didn't he?
Yeah. Ian's genuinely one of the nicest, soundest people in the world.
Well, he's been showing his face at the PAV a lot more recently, and holy shit, I forgot because I hadn't seen him for about 4 or 5 months. Yeah, and I forgot just how nice he is and how, like, you know, open to everything he is.
Ian, Johnny, Jordan, all like looked out, and
that generation of comedian just seem to be the sound ones, and we seem to be the ones that are problematic. You know, there seems to be a lot of comedians coming up in our like circuit that are just like causing issues. So
just keep your nose, kid, clean, kid. Fucking maybe me stuttering there just saying, is that us? Say la vie?
Yeah, I know. I might actually wrap it up here because I'm gonna need to be running in here. So is there anything you want to plug? Or
yes, I would like to plug that well, first off, my own podcast, RE Podcast. If you like hearing stories about people getting mugged, my anger issues that have come from being too passive in my life, or insecurity, you can come listen to RE Podcast.
They're
which also
more over there.
Which also features 2 of my best friends in the scene, but best friends outside of the scene as well. I love the guys, Sean and Pete Giffen, 2 other fantastic comedians.
In a wig and have a sex scene with them. So.
Yeah, and we're doing Yo Magazine, are doing round 3 of their comedy nights in the microbrewery. We plugged it earlier on, we're plugging it again, it's going to be class. And then come to the Students' Union gig if you're about, in the new Students' Union in York Street. The headliner, yes, there's Jack McGee, Jason Coulter, Rachel McPhee, Keller Anderson, Claire Corrigan, and it's being MC'd by not MC, Jack's MCing it. It's being headlined by a guy in this room. So Chico.
You're getting a 20-minute set.
It's been headlined by me. Please come, because I'm headlining and I like to see some lovely people there. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me on.
Yes, no worries, man. It's been actually a very good episode. I'm happy with that. I'm sure there's a few clips we can swing out of that. But yeah, no, we'll just wrap it up with that. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
So
cheers.
Take it easy, bro.